everyone, here we go again. We're going to now work on skills, and the first skill, remember, is how to choose, and we're going to use the teach ask format, and I'm going to be the student and Alex is going to demonstrate the process.
Okay, so let's just do kind of 4 to 5 teach asks. So today, Sue, we're going to talk about an S-T-O-R-Y story. What did I say? We're going to talk about an S-T-O-R-Y story. We're going to talk about a T-A-B-L-E table. Which one? That's it. That's it. Very good. A story. Ooh. This story is called a fable. F-A-B-L-E. Fable. Just for practice, what did I say? This type of story is called a L-E-G-E-N-D legend. This type of story is called an F-A-B-L-E fable. Which one? Very good, a fable. Get yourself a good Selotape dispenser.
Sorry, Alex.
Now, fables are written to teach you a lesson. You have to learn a lesson at the end. Lesson is L-E-S-S-O-N, lesson. Now, just for practice, what did we say? At the end of a fable, you always have to learn a L-E-S-S-O-N lesson, or you always have to learn a question. Q-U-E-S-T-I-O-N, question. Which one? Very good. A lesson, exactly. Okay, I think that's enough.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah. So
key points. So first key point is I'm giving a chunk of information and I'm writing and highlighting a key word. So today we're going to do a story. S-T-O-R-Y, story. I want Sue to know this is the key word.
Yep.
The reason I'm writing it down and spelling it is number 1 to kind of get the student used to spelling. And number 2, to kind of create a bit more of an auditory soundtrack, to kind of keep their auditory channel with me rather than wandering off.
It's also good for accessing a child's sort of kinesthetic learning channel, because they can see the movement of you actually writing on the paper. So it engages a multitude. You've got a visual, the words, you've got auditory, and you've got movement, all to engage the child.
That leads us on to the second point of ripping the paper. So when you're ripping the paper, hang on, you're using the auditory channel by the ripping, kinesthetic, the motion, visually you're moving it.
And did you notice that when Alex was writing things out, she wasn't using a biro or a felt tip, she was using a pencil. And there's a reason for that. It's because when you write with a pencil, it makes a nice noise. You might not be able to hear that one on the camera, but it does. Whereas a biro, it doesn't. Or a felt tip, it doesn't.
No, but this is so key, and a lot of people think it's not a big deal. Oh, I'll just use a biro. Use a pencil. It's so much more effective. And final point here is, whatever I'm saying first on choices, I'm putting down on the left side. Let me just give you an example. So at the end of a fable, you learn an L-E-S-S-O-N lesson. What did I say? An L-E-S-S-O-N lesson, or a Q-U-E-S-T-I-O-N question. So lesson goes here, question goes here. Which one? That's good. Why is that?
Because we read from left to right. So the first thing that the child hears should naturally go on the left. That's the way that we're going to read.
So Sue, does that mean I can just, if I did lesson, question, then I'm going to put question here, lesson here, so I can just switch them like that?
No.
Why not?
Whatever you say first must go on the left.
I can't tell you how many videos we get where the adult will say lesson or question, and then they'll suddenly think, oh, I've put a few too many on this side now, I should be switching it round. And they go, oh, there we go. And then suddenly you're testing the visual skills, and you might have a student that's selectively visual, looking over there, a global student looking everywhere. We're not relying on the visual skills at this point. we're just relying on the hearing and the auditory channel. Lesson is here. Question is here. Got it. Stage 2. So we're going to show you a few more teach asks just to kind of help you get more into the swing of it. Okay. One day there was a L-I-O-N lion, and he was woken up from his afternoon nap. So, what animal was there? There was an R-A-T rat, or did we say there was an L-I-O-N lion? Which one? Very good, a lion. That's it. He was woken up from his nap by a group of mice. M-I-C-E, mice. So, what woke him up? Ooh, a group of O-W-L-S, owls, or a group of M-I-C-E, mice. Which one? Very good. We'll do one more. Why did that wake him? Because they were scurrying along. Scurrying is S-C-U-R-R-Y-I-N-G. Scurrying. So how were they moving? There we go. Because they were J-U-M-P-I-N-G, jumping along, or because they were S-C-U-R-R-Y-I-N-G, scurrying along. Which one? Very good, scurrying. Okay, so next few points now we're going to make. Right, it's really important that this doesn't come across to your child as a test. So I'll give you an example of when it comes across like a test. So how were they moving along? Were they jumping or scurrying? Which one? Scurrying or jumping? Scurrying. You notice throughout this whole process I've actually been leading back into the answer. So the mice were scurrying along. How were they moving along? They were jumping along or scurrying. I'm leading back into it, so it feels like we're actually both doing it together. So we have this element of teamwork, especially like Sue's a very good student for me.
I know, at the moment I am, yeah.
But it's likely though that in the first stages, you know, your child's not going to feel so confident with the process. You're going to have to be, that's right. You want to build the success, build their confidence, and just have this focus on, we're just practicing.
Yeah. Remember, what you're doing, again, we'll come back to it again, you're teaching the skill of how to choose. And at this point, you're not that worried about them getting the wrong answer.
No.
It's not about that. It's about them actually making this movement and making a choice, making a pointing choice.
At this stage, if your child can even touch one of the options, that is good.
Yeah. So, we want to help them to be successful. So initially in the choices, you want to try and make one of the choices quite ridiculous. So and in some cases you can make it absolutely a non-answer. So you could say, you know, are we talking about a lion or Thursday?
Yes.
But, you know, I mean,
now, because Sue, in this instance, Susie, you've been very good. She knows how to choose. So I've made the options a bit closer together, lion or a rat. Yeah. If it was somebody that was maybe getting it wrong quite a lot, then I'd really want to highlight this right answer for them. So they got the concept of, you know, what to choose. Yeah. So an example is, there was a lion, there was a what? There was an L-I-O-N, lion, or there was a 3. Which one? So I've made it super ridiculous so that they can kind of help eliminate a choice if they're not sure.
Okay, good. So the other point is this use of the pencil. We've talked about using the pencil to write with because it gives you the nice auditory sound. But now I want to just draw your attention to how Alex was handing me the pencil as the prompt for me to make the choice. So she gave the, you know, what animal are we talking about, a lion or a rat, and then the pencil goes into my hand as the prompt for me to actually choose my response.
That's it. So notice I'm not putting the pencil in and going, right, so which ones were they? Scurrying or jumping?
Because then I'm all over the place with the pencil.
I've started to chew it, and then you get the questions. Yeah. But my child just chews the pencil. You've let them chew the pencil.
Fast enough, yes.
So it has to be, you know, is it this one or this one? Which one? And, sometimes in the beginning you might have to really show them, this is how you hold it. Which one? Go on. Legend. Take it away. Right?
Straight away.
The pencil is the prompt to move and to choose. The pencil isn't in the child's hand for them to start playing with. Okay, so take it away. I don't want to see it there. Okay.
The last thing on this one was you will have noticed that Alex has been sticking the answers on the sheet, making a nice little worksheet, a record of the session. This helps. It gives a little tactile break to the child, but it also helps to show them the work that they're doing.
And then think about the learning channels again. We have the auditory impact of the Selotape. We have something visual going on to draw the visual channel in. There's the kinesthetic motion, and sometimes you might even involve your child in. Let's stick it down together. There we go. So you've involved the tactile channel as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if you know what scurrying means. Scurrying is when you move really quickly with little steps like this. So little is L-I-T-T-L-E, little. So what kind of steps? Very, very L-O-N-G, long steps, or very, very little steps? L-I-T-T-L-E, little. Which one? Very good, very little steps. Ooh. Lion became mad. So he swatted one of the mice with his paw. P-A-W, paw. So what did he swat the mice with? With his P-A-W, paw, with his K-N-E-E, knee. Which one? Very good. With his paw, good. Okay, now can you imagine the size difference between this very, very small mice that's drawn here and this very, very big lion? There's a big size, D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E, a big size difference. So what was there? There's a very big size difference, D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E difference, for a very big size chair, C-H-A-I-R. Okay, which one? There we go, go on. That's it, touch it. Very big size difference. Okay. So I wonder if you can guess what kind of the point of Sue moving around was then. We really wanted to demonstrate in these kind of few teach asks the positioning of the choices. So some people, and I think the most natural thing to do is to position the choices in front of the person's body here. Because visually we think that this is easier.
That's nicest, isn't it? It's neat.
Yeah, it's good. Nice. Let's do a little box.
Yes,
lovely.
Yes.
You don't come into my space, I don't come into your space. Nice.
I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So look what happens though when
you have someone with maybe who is more challenged motor-wise.
The easiest one for me to pick is straight down here. If I want to go and choose the answer on the left, I have to move to get
big
there.
Motor effort. Now look at the correct positioning. Okay. So this choice goes where this choice was. This choice goes here.
So look, if my arm was to drop now, it falls midpoint between these two choices.
This
and that's
is key.
What we want. We want it to be equidistant to get the right choice or the wrong choice.
Let's just repeat that, because this is such an important step.
It is.
The arm is in the middle of the choices. It's equidistant to here and here. Sue has to expend the same amount of effort to get this choice as this choice.
Yeah.
That also stands for if Sue was somebody who needed the choices held up, like you saw in some of the videos. So if Sue's arm was back here, okay, is it this one or is it this one? So right in the middle, okay. It would be very good going, is it this one or this one? So look at them, look at them.
I've got to reach
She already has
up and across to get them,
We want our children to be as successful as possible, and this is just something that makes it a lot easier. Now, something related to this, you won't be able to work this out immediately, but it's to consider the person's natural kind of point. Okay, so Sue at the moment, we're saying that she kind of naturally points straight forward. So this is equidistant for Sue. Then when she twists around Sue, she's still pointing kind of straight forward, so that's still in the middle. If she was kind of more twisted this way, he would be in the middle. So you're looking out for kind of this line of the arm and where it naturally would fall.
But some have a natural.
Yeah, some children just want to make your life really hard and they won't actually be able to point out this way. Okay, so for example, if the choice was here, they'd really struggle, really struggle. Equally, you'll have some children who find it really easy to come out this way, and coming this way is a bit more awkward. So let's say if Sue was somebody whose natural point kind of landed around here, that means the choice would actually have to probably be around here. You'll just work this out slowly. You'll just notice, okay, they definitely find this side easier, so maybe here. So you just have to be very aware in your sessions of where you're placing the choices. Record yourself, look where it's easiest for your child.
That is one of the key things that I don't think we've mentioned anyway so far.
Go on.
Film and film yourself and watch, and then you can really figure out what's happening, because in the moment while you're trying to do the sessions, you can't really figure it out when you're first learning. So
you'll be like stressed about the lesson plan. Why is she spinning round? Why isn't she just doing it like Sue? So record yourself, and then you can kind of analyse it then. Oh, you know what, that was a lot easier for him. And then you can.
So next one, right.
We'll show you the next one, shall we? So I'll just carry on doing the lesson, just so you can kind of get the feeling for it. The mouse was absolutely terrified, and the mouse pleaded. P-L-E-A-D-E-D. Pleaded for his life. What did the mouse do? P-L-E-A-D-E-D. Pleaded for his life, or he L-I-N-E-D, lined for his life. Which one? That's it, lift it up. Go on. That's it, go on. Okay, this is somebody who needs to learn how to choose. Okay, some people just come in, bam, bam, they've got it. Some people will come with, more challenges motor-wise. So if you've got somebody who doesn't naturally lift the hand up for the pencil like that, you're going to pick it up. Right, this is how we hold the pencil. Okay, then you say, pleaded is here, lined is here. Okay, they're not, okay, they're going, go on then, get it, that's right. So let's say they were going for this one here. You're still going to encourage them. They're making a choice. You have to build that motor pattern for them. If they're really hesitant, that's it, go and have a go. Lined. Actually, this time it was pleaded. Pleading is when you go, please don't kill me. What do they do? So you see, it's not it's never a dirty thing to get the wrong choice. For some reason, in autism education, we've got to this point where we're kind of like ticking, crossing. Imagine if somebody followed you around at home or at work and kind of gave you a big cross every time you did something wrong. It would be awful. Who can learn under that pressure? So it's not a big deal. Oh, lined is like this. Pleaded is when you go, please. And then you move on because you're teaching the skills.
Okay, so just talk about motor modelling, Alex, as well.
Yeah, so motor modelling is for somebody, now let's say naturally Sue, you're quite like, you're walking around like this, everything's quite tight. I'll show you a video of this later, right? So you can have the pencil and then, you don't want to choose, you're kind of like, let's just pretend you go, there you go. Or maybe some people will just naturally want to bite the pencil, that's what they normally do. So you've already got habits with the pencil. Here, you need to actually help the person create the muscle memory to each choice. So for example, I hold it, this is what we're going to do. Pleaded is here, lined is here. Which one? Pleaded, very good. Now, sometimes you'll motor model and the student will instantly feel, this is there, oh, I want that one. Sometimes it's a slower process, so maybe a more realistic example would be, I could go pleaded here, lined here, and then you'll just see a trace of movement. Like, there we go. That is a big deal, but you celebrate that. Well done, I see you're going there. Come on, carry it on. And if you needed to, you go, this is how we finish it off. Very good. Help them get there, because you're going to keep on practising. You're not expecting them to just suddenly be able to... Okay, let me just show you that again. So motor modelling, we do it first for them to show them the pathway, and then we ask them to try themselves to create that independent movement.
Always, if you've done anything in RPM where you've sort of gone hand over hand and helped, you always, this is a basic principle that you'll need for every other stage, you always ask them to do it independently.
Yes.
Always.
And even if there's no visible sign of them trying, believe me, like even the thought process for them is starting to build that pathway for them. So even if you're going, go on, go on, go on, and you might just sometimes see like the hands just going, you go, that's it, you're nearly there, you're getting this. Okay, so I'll just show you that again. Pleading is something that you do when you are really desperate. D-E-S-P-E-R-A-T-E, desperate. So, it's when you're feeling really D-E-S-P-E-R-A-T-E, desperate, or when you're feeling really old, O-L-D, old. Okay? Now, desperate is here. Good. Old is here. Which one? Go on. Go on. There you go. Good. Okay, so how to go by themselves. I know you're going to think we're overkilling it. You have to try. Yes. You have to give them that chance to do it independently. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll never get anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say you've got somebody, they're making quite slow progress with choices. So somebody, like we just said, they're not just going bang, bang after you put the pencil in the hand or even motor modelled, but just slowly they're kind of inching towards it. Persevere, it probably won't take as long as you think to build that skill. So always persevere with a skill. If it's really, really, really tough for your student, then you can see if holding up the choices makes it a bit easier. Okay, so always try with a pencil first, because that's a really good skill to be able to hold a tool in your hand. But if that doesn't work though, choices. Hold up. So you're still going to rip. Okay? Desperate or line? Which one? Go up, go up, go up. I'm giving this as a tactile prompt here. So this one is this way, this one is this way. Even if Sue's not looking, she can still feel this one is over here, this one is over here. Go on, grab it, grab it, grab it. Yeah, that's it. And it might not look, it might look a bit messy in the beginning, that's fine. So even if Sue kind of went over this area, oh no, that's very good, good. I'm not waiting perfection, I'm not going, oh, I'm not sure if you got it there, Sue.
You didn't touch it, you didn't pick it.
Yeah. Can I just check if you got that, Sue? I'm not sure. That's great, I saw you were trying so hard then, well done, right, and carry on.
That's right.
And what I would say is, if you've got a student that does need these habit choices in the beginning, that means nothing about where your child's going to get in the future. You just start off at their level and you're going to build them up. I've worked with so many people who, just to build the confidence, maybe they've spent a few weeks on held up choices, and then they've either carried on with held up choices because that's just the best way for them and they've gone spelling still, or they have been able to transition to choices on the table, so it's nothing to worry about. Something key at this stage, do not go into a session and wing it, especially when you've already got so much to think about in a session. Probably going to be dealing with some stims, maybe some behaviours. You're building the skill of how to choose. So you have to actually go into a session prepared with a lesson.
Yeah, and you might think, oh, well, it's all right, I'm just going to pick up an encyclopedia and I'm going to read about lions or tigers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And as I go along, I'll be able to just ask questions and I'll be able to come up with two choices. Believe you me, when you're on the spot, it is very, very difficult to think about the right choice, the wrong choice, to think about whether you've, on the last question, did you put the right choice on the left, on the right, you need to, first of all, really plan out your sessions. So just break sentence, get your book, work out what you're going to say, sentence at a time, and what question you're going to ask, and what choices you're going to give.
Yes. Yeah. And then after you've planned it, then you'll be able to just have a look down it. Oh, you know what, I've actually placed the correct choice on this side, like 9 times out of 10, so let me just actually switch a few of these round. And as you're planning, especially if this is kind of your 4th, 5th session, you'll be able to really think things through. You know what, I think we're still actually learning what to choose, so maybe I'm going to make this other option a bit more ridiculous. That's going to work better for me, definitely.
And you really have to think with the two choices. I found this so much with Chris when I was learning, that very often I'd put 2 choices down and say he'd choose the wrong choice, and then actually I'd reason it through and I think, oh, well, do you know what, in a certain situation that could be right. So look at what you're asking and and really make sure that you've definitely got one correct and one incorrect. So let's talk a little bit about introducing the stencils to spell out some of the answers.
Okay, so same principles apply. We're going to show you a few first, and then we'll talk through some of the key points. So where did we get to in our lesson? The lion took compassion on the mouse. C-O-M, P-A-S-S-I-O-N, compassion. What did the lion take? The lion took D-I-S-A-S-T-E-R, disaster on the mouse. Well, the lion took C-O-M-P-A-S-S-I-O-N, compassion on the mouse. Which one? Very good, compassion. Now Sue, this is your first time on the stencil. So let's just see how you touch K for compassion. Ready? K, K, point it. There you go. K, that was so good. We're going to carry on. O for O sound. Now O is here. Practice it. O for Let me write that down. Okay. Is here. Touch it. Very good. Com for compassion. Sue is very new to the board. I'm not going to expect her to spell out the whole thing. Now let's do another one. Compassion is when you show somebody kindness. K-I-N-D is kind. Okay. So compassion is when you're what? Is when you're K-I-N-D, kind to somebody. Or compassion is when you S-E-E, see somebody. Which one? Yeah. It's when you're kind to somebody. Let's stick that down. Now just for practice, we're going to find the word kind now. Okay? First sound. K, K. Ready? K for kind. This is the K sound. Very good. K for kind. I sound now. That's it. I down here. This is the I. That's it. Very good. I for eyed. Down here. Very good. And D. That's it. D. This way, this way. Very good. D. Okay, so key points here. Key point number 1. I'm holding the ball midline again. So just in the same way as I'm doing with the choices will be here and here. This is equidistant. I want the same effect on here. Obviously,
sideways, just like
there we go, like this.
We end up roughly in the middle.
Yeah, but obviously some letters are going to be closer to kind of the midline than others, but overall you kind of want to make sure the midline, if the arm just fell forward, it would be about here. Okay, let's just show you that again. So I'm passing the pencil, stencil is in my hand, because as soon as the pencil is in the hand, it's ready to do something. Which one?
Alex has got hold of my hand and she's not released it yet. She's holding the stencil up. Yeah.
Duh. Get it? Duh. What not to do. Now we're going to find the word kind. So you hold that one. Okay. Come on. Get it? Where is the K? Where is the K? Where is the K? No, that's not how to do it. No. Okay, so first point is, I let Sue hold the pencil. The hand was ready to go. I wasn't ready to go. So you need to find the stencil first that you want. Oh, there's the K. Just have a look round. Okay, I's here next. Okay. And then you only put the pencil in when you're ready with the stencil. I'm holding the hand until I'm sure of my positioning. It shouldn't be a long process. It's just bam. Yeah. That's right, bam. Here you go. K for kind.
And notice that Alex is holding the board, more or less vertically.
Like that.
Because then it's so much easier for me to, when I'm learning, to just go for that straightforward movement.
I mean, the reason that they are stencils is you're getting that kind of the good feedback, the tactile feedback through pushing it through. The moment you kind of begin to slant it, it's really weird.
Slips off, yes, it's a different feel.
You want to get a good kind of point. We're teaching the skill of pointing accurately, precisely, because ultimately we're going to move on to this board. If Sue has this motion of, there you go. And then the other point is, I'm not just going to expect Sue to just suddenly be able to point to all of these. I've taught this as a skill.
Yeah.
And I'm going to teach this as a skill. It might be that Sue has no idea about, what are these crazy lines and things. It might be that she recognises all of the letters. Either way, I have to teach them motor skills. Okay, so first of all, we're going to find the cuss sound. This makes the cuss sound here.
Very directive.
Here.
Showing me where to put it. Very directive.
So when we spoke about prompting earlier, this would be a direct prompt. This one.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong in this first stage with giving these very, very directive prompts. We're not testing, remember, we're teaching a skill.
Yeah.
We're teaching the skill of how to get your pencil to go to the K.
Yeah.
We're not saying, do you know what the letter K is? Find it. It's a different skill.
Thing with stencils. So in the beginning, you're giving this very strong direction, here. Then let's say your child's getting more confident. It's becoming a bit more of a fluid process. Then you can start kind of like pulling back and giving your child a bit of a chance. So let's say Sue's been practicing now for 3 weeks. She's responding really well to the directions. I'm just getting a bit of a sense of, I think she doesn't need as much help anymore. So then you just start to give small chances. So instead of giving this big K, I'm going to do something like this instead. That's it, just over this way. That's a bit more. K. I'm giving an air prompt. The next stage from this is, okay, Sue's doing really well with kind of more gestures now. She's just seems to be doing really well. So this is the next point, just a verbal prompt or a phonetic prompt. So instead of going this one, I'm going to go k. Go on, that's it. K. Very good. K for kind. I sound. Which one is it? That's it, got it? I for and. Which one? N, and D. Very good. So in some cases then I'm not even having to give the phonetic prompt. So you're always looking at, where is my child now? What is the next step?
Yeah, always be moving. We're always moving forward in RPM, looking to the next skill level.
Yeah.
And even when your child gets really advanced, there's still so much to learn. Soma's still working with her son on the next skill. I'm still working on with Chris on the next skill. It's a continuous process, and you're probably never going to get to the end.